Welcome to Positive Atheism English channel. Today I am going to present you the book on Thoughts of Periyar compiled by Dr. K. Veeramani. Our primary service should be for the elimination of caste indignities. Periyar was never a politician but ever a social revolutionary. He urged the state to be an instrument of social transformation. He supported the politicians and the parties that promoted his cause of social and gender equality. After he quit the Indian National Congress in 1925, he began to support it again in 1954 when K. Kamaraj became the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. He was the first backward class Chief Minister of the state, being born as a Nadar and Avarna caste like the Ajwars of Kerala, a caste beyond the pale of Varnadharma of Hindu religion. Periyar liked Kamaraj the most because he took concerted efforts to educate all sections of people, stood firm to promote social justice, and worked for the upliftment of the poor, particularly those in rural areas. Periyar continued his support of the leadership of Kamaraj and Congress till 1967, when his foremost disciple and leader of Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, C.N. Annadurai, popularly known as Arigna Ranna, became the first non-Congress Chief Minister of the state in independent India. We give here a translation of Periyar's speech at Mettupalayam on 20 April 1966 and published in the Tamil Daily Viduthalai on 4th May, translated by Asan. You should know first who we are. The public meetings held nowadays are for political purpose. They are conducted by political parties. But we are not of that sort of people. We do not contest elections for about 40 years. We do not ask people to vote for us. It is on such a program we have been running the movement. Print media. Only 2 or 3 persons have survived hostile press in this country. One was late Jawaharlal Nehru, the next is Kamaraj. Apart from them, myself and those in our movement are the people who courageously face the hostile press. Others depend upon the press to become popular. They are at the mercy of the journalist to carry on their political work. Elections. Comrades, only those who do not contest elections can do any good to human society. Those who come to you to get votes to become members of either the legislative assemblies and the union parliament cannot do any good. No political party, including Congress, has any constructive program for the common people. Most of the people do not know what are the things to be really done to people. Even if they know, they will not divulge it, and if they do so, they cannot remain in politics, caste and religion. Nowadays, persons at the helm of affairs such a chief minister work primarily for the preservation of caste and religion. Upholding democracy and other things are secondary to them. How can it be an honest stand to speak about the promotion of socialism while preserving caste and religion? Those who contest elections cannot give votes if they talk about the need to abolish caste. One who honestly says that he wants to abolish caste has to spell out the need to abolish God, religion and scriptures that form the basis of caste. If he speaks so, he will never get votes. That is the reason why people do not come to do our work of eradicating caste. No one will have as much courage as we have to explain this matter. We the people of this country rank first among the barbarians and fools of the world. I can tell this, but not those who come to you to get your votes. Will you vote for those who tell that you are barbarians and fools? That is why people do not come forward to work in the social field. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Only Dr. B.R. Ambedkar spoke bravely like us, stressing the need to abolish God, religion and scriptures in order to annihilate caste. But Brahmins killed him by conspiracy. Mahatma Gandhi. It was because of our propaganda and the blows dealt with by Dr. Ambedkar that Gandhi became a little sensitive to the social issue. The two, after getting independence for the benefit of Brahmins, Gandhi realized that the Brahmins were monopolizing the educational opportunities and the jobs in the government departments, and he wanted non-Brahmins to have their share. Omantar Ramaswamy Reddy, who became the chief minister of the state when India attained independence, decided to give the non-Brahmins educational and job opportunities. This gave heartburning to the Brahmins and they complained to Gandhi about it. Gandhi asked the chief minister Omantar Ramaswamy Reddy to meet him in Delhi and made enquiries about the complaint. Reddy had Gandhi armed with facts and figures. He Umantar explained to Gandhi how the Brahmins, who constituted only 3% of the state's population, were monopolizing the education and job opportunities in government. Realizing that Reddyar was following a just course, Mahatma Gandhi did not pursue the matter further. When the Brahmins again met Gandhi on this issue, he was a little irritated. He asked, "Do you think the whole world belongs to you? Should not anyone else accept you have education and become an officer? You are an educated community. Why don't you make way for others to have education? Don't you have work? Learn Vedas and recite them and be contented." The Brahmins came to know that Gandhi had taken a stand against them. They felt he would be a menace to the interest of their community. They hatched a cunning plot and shot him dead. Our work will not be in vain. Brahmins eliminate those who attempt in their opinion to work against their interest. This we come to know from mythology and history. Gandhi and Ambedkar were eliminated in our time. We are the only people to continue the work with courage. We are alive. Our efforts have not been in vain either. Thank you.
Please download Samaram multi-channel app and watch your favorite channels from your mobile. App available on Google Play Store and subscribe to the channels. For more videos, please subscribe to this channel Positive Atheism and activate the bell icon.